Hi, I'm Ben Fesmire, General Manager here at Jackson Sport and Fitness, located at 1068 Van Drive, right here in the heart of the Columns. Joining me today is Ms. Tanya Patterson. She's our Director of Wellness here at Jackson Sport. Tanya, welcome.
Thanks, Ben, for having me.
Over the past several months, I have gone through, I'm going to say, a life change, a transformation. I knew Tanya was a nutritionist, and all of a sudden it hit me. I thought, you know, true health starts on our inside. And so I started talking to Tanya about the possibility of her joining our staff here at Jackson Sport. She approached me with the idea of like, Ben, I want you to participate in a 12-week total transformation program that she created. This is not something that she read about, this is something that she created. And I kind of took a back step and said, wait a minute.
I'm going to turn the tables on you a little bit.
You did turn the tables on me a little bit. I'm sitting there thinking about something that we can offer our members,
right.
And all of a sudden she's back offering me. The first step was getting it right here, getting it right in my mind that this was something I was willing to commit to. Yes, I was going to have to make personal sacrifices, personal changes in my lifestyle.
Because you can't keep eating the same way and get different results. You've got to do something different to get different results.
Without a doubt, and so I agreed to do the program. I started around the 1st of October, and I think the first question you asked me was like,
what do you weigh?
What do I weigh? And you know, honestly, I said, I don't have a clue. I started at 214 pounds. As I sit here before you today, I weigh 170. All thanks and credit go to Tanya. Yes, I did some hard work. I had to make some lifestyle changes, which were, I'm not going to admit, they weren't easy, but I was willing and able to make them. And honestly, it was easy. It really was.
They weren't easy in the beginning.
Not in the beginning. Not in the beginning.
Now they're easy because it is a lifestyle.
Like I said, I've lost a total of 44 pounds and over 40 inches. That's a lot. That is a total transformation. It really is.
Yeah. So in the beginning, let's talk about what your diet was like and what your schedule was like. Because the thing that I hear often is, so many people tell me, I'm too busy. I'm so busy. I have kids. We're running 2 soccer games and basketball games, and I work a full-time job, and I just don't have time to cook healthy, and we go through drive-thrus all the time. I don't have the time or the energy to eat appropriately to lose weight. But that's really not true. So let's talk about what your schedule was like before starting the program, and then kind of the adjustments, but you didn't overhaul completely. You're still eating out more than maybe a lot of people do.
Anyone who knows me knows that I work a lot. Some say I'm a workaholic, but again, you tend to do what you enjoy. I'm 57 years old, and I love being here at Jackson Sport and Fitness. This is my extended family. It really, really is. So not only that, I mean, I umpire 100+ games a season. I start about mid-April, and I'll umpire games all the way up until 1st of November. So I have a very busy and active lifestyle. Now, in saying that, in order to do that, I was living through fast food drive-ins. I was living out of the concession stands at ballparks, making terrible, terrible choices. Start drinking coffee early in the morning, maybe 2 or 2:30. Oh, I haven't eaten anything, so I'd probably run somewhere close, pick up something fast food-wise, may eat it in the car, may eat it in, at my desk. Around 6 or so, probably a snack of some kind, not healthy, just a snack, whatever I could put my hands on.
Chocolate in your drawer.
Chocolate in my drawer, yes, she caught me with that. Yes, it's hard to get anything past her, it really is. And then around 9 or 9:30, when I would finally get to the house, that was supper. And then around 11 or 11:30 at night was my favorite. It was a big glass of ice cold milk, along with a row of Oreos. And yes, I said a row.
Not 2,
no,
a row.
A row. And if anybody's wondering, I think there's 12 in a row. I've lost count, it's been a few months, but I think there was about 12 in a row. And I wasn't happy till I finished the row. So that was kind of a normal day in the life of Ben Fesmire.
That plus all of the snacks of the Antacids that you had throughout the day because of the way you were eating.
Yes, I lived on Antacids. I kept them in the console of the car, my desk drawer. Waking up early in the morning, I had that acidity, that bloated feeling, and I would start popping antacids just so I could drink my 7, 8, 10 cups of coffee. So that's kind of how my day started.
But not long after you started eating differently, you didn't need the antacids anymore and haven't had them since.
I have not taken an antacid, I can't remember when, how long. Like I said, it's been roughly 9.5 months since I started the program last October, and I honestly could not tell you the last antacid that I took. So it's amazing.
So your schedule hasn't changed.
Schedule hasn't changed.
But now you've made it through holidays and another round of umpiring at the ball field.
Right.
And you've gone through all of those things, birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year, the birth of a grandbaby, all those things, and you haven't put back on any weight. What is the difference in the way you did it before and the way you do it now?
Well, basically, you taught me. I mean, you made it, and I hate to use the word easy, but you made it easy for me. You took all the guesswork out. You did all the legwork. You've done the research. That's what you've done. And you shared that with me. And again, it started here. I made up my mind. I'm willing to commit to this program. Right. And I'll mention this now. The accountability of this is, if you have somebody to do this program with, Tanya's awesome. If you can get a family member or a friend to join in one of these programs with you, I had the support and the accountability of not only Tanya, but quote, my family and my front desk staff. I mean, they were on me every day. Mr. Ben, have you drank your water? Mr. Ben, have you done your cardio? Mr. Ben, have you had lunch? The difference is like I said, I started making better choices. Yes, at the concession stand, instead of, enjoying cheese sticks or cheese fries or, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, corn dogs, I could have a hamburger patty with all the toppings, lettuce, tomato, mustard, pickle, onion, that kind of thing. I could have that, and I haven't had a soft drink since September of last year. So I made the choices there. And then again, you provided me with what I call an eat-out cheat sheet. It's amazing. Like I said, if someone tonight said, hey, let's go to such and such and have dinner, I don't have to guess. I don't have to look over the menu. I can look on that sheet and go, oh, I can have this, this, or this. One of the things I told Tanya early on starting out was, in order for me to stick with this was, I've got to enjoy the taste of the food. I love to eat. The food's delicious. It's not like this is awful, it's bland, it has no taste, it's like cardboard. The food is delicious. I mean, you can eat out and it's delicious. I mean, what I'm having, I truly, truly enjoy. Because I made this change and other members of my family didn't, I started doing my own grocery shopping. I was looking for certain items that were on the list. We have an approved snack list as well. Like I said, she did all the legwork, took all the guesswork out of it for me.
Give you the cheat sheet.
Just give me the cheat sheet. And so there were times where I'd be at Kroger and I would look at something, because I was always looking to explore, and at times I thought, oh, I've learned this, I know this, and I would pick up something and look at it, shoot Tanya a picture of it, of the label, and I'd get back a rapid no. It's not, even though it says no sugar, that don't always mean that it's okay, right?
And then I would explain to you why, because I want you to understand what you're looking for on the labels when you do look at labels. Now, you mentioned grocery shopping, because we have this funny grocery story, actually. Tell them what happened.
It was a Saturday night, and it was around 7 or 7:30, and it was kind of like getting ready for Sunday in the week coming up, and I thought, look, I'll run to Kroger and do my grocery shopping. Well, me grocery shopping is not a quick process, because number one, I've never really done it, and I don't know where anything's at in Kroger. So I usually go down each aisle, then I start back over and go down the aisles again, and so I had a buggy full that night, and I thought I was doing pretty well. And I'm walking through Kroger, and all of a sudden I hear this female voice behind me go, excuse me, sir, I need to check what's in that buggy. And I mean, I shuddered. I was like, well, what have I done? I mean, I had checked out, so I knew I hadn't not paid for something.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to do that, by the way.
I think you had too much fun with that, to be honest with you. But it was Tanya, and she came up behind me, and honestly, at the time, I was kind of relieved to see that it was her.
Yeah, so I looked in his cart, and you let me rummage through your cart, and I was really just doing it for fun, but I did look through it, and you lost about 4 items out of the cart.
I lost 4 items that night, I did. Yes.
But we found 2 to replace them.
I can't count the times that I utilized her expertise in answering questions for me, and then like she said, she always explained her answers to me, always.
Yeah, because you don't have to give up everything. You just need to find appropriate substitutes for things. It's not that you have to you don't even have to give up soft drinks. You just have to find the right substitutes for the soft drinks, and they are out there. So there are lots of options for people if they just learn about them, and that's what the program will teach, is these different options and substitutions that you can have for almost everything. And I mean, even chocolate chips.
She continues to explore and find new products and all that are healthy, and she will bring those and share those with us here at the gym and the participants in the program. So it's always a continual changing, new things. It's not like you've just got these things you can eat. It grows, and the list expands every day.
So you went through Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Challenging 3 months there for me to go through the program. But for those 12 weeks, when January rolled around and you actually came on board with us here at Jackson Sport, I had lost, I honestly at this point, I can't remember exactly where my weight loss was at that point, because that was another thing. We never set a goal. I would ask Tanya every day, I'm a very goal-oriented person, what's my goal? What am I trying to get to? And every day it's like, I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Well, and the reason is because it's fun to set individual goals, short-term goals, like I want to get 10 pounds, I want to get under that 10-pound mark. And it's fine to set those goals, but it isn't the number on the scale so much that needs to change. It's the habits that created the number on the scale that need to change. So I don't want to focus on getting to a number as much as I want to focus on developing new habits to get the scale to change. And if the emphasis is on the life-changing habits, then the scale will change. And that's what I told you, even when you got to that part where you're like, I'm never going to get below 190, I kept saying, keep doing what you're doing. It will work. The scale will get below 190, right. And it did. It did. It was a little struggle there for a minute.
Yes, frustrating. Since that time, like I said before, I had not weighed, I couldn't remember when. I weigh every morning, roughly the same time of day, just to kind of get a general consensus of where I'm at. So I set goals, and my first goal was like I wanted to crack 200, and that was 14 pounds there. So, it was kind of like 200 was my goal. I finally achieved that. I thought, gosh, I can't remember the last time I was in the 190s. I mean, I was impressed with myself at that point.
Right.
I went to 195, and then as I told you, 190 was I call it the plateau for me, because it seemed like, I told Tanya, I was like, my gosh, it'd be like 190.2, 190.0, 190.4. I couldn't crack it. Finally cracked it, but I know I'd come to her, certain weeks you'd lose more weight than others, right. And I would come to her and go like, gee, Tanya, I feel like I'm crawling. And she said, Ben, don't worry about it. You're doing it the right way. You're making a lifestyle change, a transformation. This is something that you're gonna carry on. I shared with her, I had done a couple of programs in the past, years and years ago. I lost 35 pounds one time. The minute I quit the program, I think I put 40 back on. So it was not a lifestyle change, it was just something I changed for a period of time, went back to my old habits, and guess what? I put back on those pounds and more.
And that's why we don't focus on the scale as much. Yes, it's fine to set a goal and work toward the goal, but then most people, when they reach the goal, they stop and they go back to their old eating habits. And this program is designed to change your lifestyle so that you never have to go back to any other program again, because you can live this way happily for the rest of your life. You don't have to give up the celebrations. You don't have to give up your favorite dessert at Christmas. And that's one of the things that's different. You know, some programs are no carb, or they're no fruit, or they're this or that, but this program is carb aware. That's what I called it. It's a carb aware program. So I teach you which carbs are better for your body and how to use those so that it doesn't cause you to gain weight, and it's different for different people, and you know how much protein to have, and how many servings of vegetables to have, and how many servings of fruit to have. So, and fats, well, we don't worry about that. We just do the healthy fats, and that's what we are concerned with. Exactly. Make sure they're healthy. Right. You know, so you're not cutting out food groups. Right. And you're very satisfied because you don't feel like I can't eat that. Right. Because what I say is you can eat anything. You can. So we don't focus on the I can't have that. I teach people to say I choose not to eat that right now. Right. And then when they decide to make a decision ahead of time, I'm going to this party, I'm going to have half a piece of cake, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it, to make the decision ahead of time, because I'm really big on talking about teaching people to keep the promises that they make to themselves. Personal integrity is so important, and you did a really good job of that. You did a really good job of saying, I'm not going to do this and not doing it, or saying I am going to start back walking and start back running and doing it. People are just busy, and they have all this integrity with their family. They're gonna show up every time somebody in the family needs them. They're gonna show up every time the church doors are open and serve. They're gonna go above and beyond in their jobs and for their kids and run their kids here, there, and everywhere. But when it comes to them, they don't take care of themselves, and that's general across the board. They're not taking care of their own health needs. And that's where most people kind of get into trouble. They say, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym. I know I need to take care of me. And then tomorrow, somebody needs them. Right. Kid, Mom, can you bring the project to school? I forgot, or whatever. Right. And they make the excuse and they don't do it. And then what happens is every time we make a promise to ourselves that we break, even if it's internal, even if we don't say it out loud, our self-worth, our dignity, our integrity takes a hit, and then we stop believing that our words have any power, and they do. And so this program works on the mental aspect as much as it does changes the foods that we eat. Right. You know, that's such an important component of it, because I can tell you in an hour everything that you need to eat and everything you don't need to eat. But if you don't work on the mental aspect, like you've mentioned several times, you know, if you don't work on that aspect of the internal transformation is as important, every bit as important as the external transformation that takes place. And it actually does start with an internal transformation, loving yourself enough to commit to changing your habits so that you become the person that you want to become. And that's different for different people. It's not about getting skinny, it's about getting healthy and feeling good and confident in yourself.
Sure. And I want to reiterate, this is not a diet.
No,
people ask like,
not
what have you done? What diet are you on?
Right.
You know, are you doing this or that? It's not a diet. It's making healthy choices.
Right.
And I was not the perfect student.
No.
I'm the first to admit. I told you, I'm going to be a challenge for you. I told her that. But again, it started with the mindset of I need to do this. I want to do this, not only but for me, but also I want to be able to share this with others. We were very fortunate. Tanya, like I said, I went through my 12 weeks. I guess I was a good enough student.
You were.
Tanya joined our staff around the first of the year. I think you did your first in-house 12-week total transformation starting sometime early January. Why don't you tell us about that program?
So we had 28 people in the original program, and this 12-week program is packed with personal accountability. So each participant has a personalized eating plan. So they're getting a health assessment online that they complete, and then I meet with them and explain to them their personalized plan. They're getting the eat out cheat sheets that you mentioned and the snack cheat sheets and all these things. And then there are 12 individualized appointments, one-on-one appointments with me where I'm coaching them through their own personal hurdles because everybody's different. How do I get around not doing fast food, and how do I cook healthy meals and make it fast and make it enjoyable for the kids? So we tackle all of those personal hurdles, and every week you're stepping on the scale, and every 4 weeks we're measuring, we're looking at those inches lost because the inches are just as important.
Exactly. It's not always about the pounds because the weeks that I felt like I didn't lose a lot, I was amazed at the inches I had lost. My body was actually transforming as I was going through this process.
And you don't realize you're losing inches, the tendency is sometimes to just give up. Well, if I'm not going to keep losing, why do I keep doing this? And to know it's okay, it's normal, it's natural, here's what we're going to do to break the plateau. And then to be able to see them break that and the excitement. I mean, so many times people get off the scale and they're so excited, do a little happy dance in the office, you know, because they've actually broken the plateau and they're so proud of themselves for that result. So this program that we did, we launched the first one in January of last year. There were the 28 participants in it, and they lost as a group about 550 pounds in 12 weeks and about 530 inches during that time as well. So everybody, and a lot of those people even continued because some of them had big goals that they wanted a huge transformation, and so they've continued to stay on the program since then.
It's not when the 12 weeks is over that Tanya's done.
Yeah, I don't disappear.
And moves on. It's the fact that she's still here.
Right, because some people, after the end of the original 12 weeks, choose to meet on a monthly, just a once a month basis, just to check in and make sure they're staying on track, have me review their food plan, or help me, let me help them overcome hurdles that they might have. And so, yeah, a lot of them actually continued to do that after their original 12 weeks. And they were all so pleased with their results. And it wasn't just about the weight that they lost. You know, we had people like James that now his doctor is taking him off of blood pressure medication, and the health benefits that he's had, his blood pressure is now normalized, his A1C is normal for the very first time in years. And so it's not just, and for me, it isn't even about the weight. It's about helping people to feel and look their best and be their healthiest inside. But weight is a component of that because the extra weight that we carry does contribute to disease.
After the 12-week program, Tanya offered a 6-week summer slim down. Why don't you share that?
So our 6-week summer slim down, we had 65 people participate in that. It was a huge group. And that program was basically 6 weeks of teaching them the basics, the foundations for making their lifestyle changes. And each week they got feedback, personalized feedback on there, because they had homework. So I give homework. It's important for accountability.
You teach us. You're constantly teaching us. We're constantly learning. And I tell everybody, get your mindset to do it. Listen to what she tells you, and then you have to do it.
Right. So we covered the food list and how to plan your meals from the food list. We did a whole meal planning session that most people said was their favorite one. Actually, it was really their most helpful one. We talked about exercise and the benefits of exercise. We talked about supplements, when you need them, when you don't need them, how to know the difference, label reading, had a big class on label reading. And each week I would send a link to their weekly check-in. We had a private Facebook group that posted a label in there, is this okay? And then everybody benefited from that because it was in the Facebook group, so everybody saw it. Oh, okay, now I know what to look for. And then they all know because they're all in the Facebook group.
The exciting part to me really is, like you said, you had 65 people in that group, and I probably personally had the opportunity to speak to 45 or 50 of those and explain what I had been doing, because people all the time ask me, like, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You know, that kind of thing. So,
how long has it been since you've been at this weight?
Oh gosh, high school, college, early college, maybe. I really 170 at least senior year of high school, maybe freshman, sophomore year of college.
Yeah. So many people tell me I want to get back to my college weight. I hear that a lot.
Right.
And you did it. You got back to your college weight. Talking about the programs, the ones coming up, we're launching very, very soon. Enrollment starts now. We're launching another 12-week transformation program. And those programs we run those one in the fall and one in January, and then one right after the 12-week ends, we do another one. So that only happens 3 times a year. So you have limited opportunity to get in one of those. The space is limited, and it doesn't happen all year long. There's a definite start date and an end date to that, because I want people going through the program as a group, even though they're meeting with me individually. As we do the Facebook group, that's where it's so critical. They're learning from each other, and they have the support from each other. And we plan group events. You know, we went on the hike on the trails at Union.
Yes, we did.
You know, so I planned a hike because some people were having trouble finding exercises that they enjoyed. And so I said, okay, if you haven't tried trail hiking, let's go hiking.
It was fun.
And
it was
we
a great
did.
Saturday morning.
And then we have 4-week programs, and those can start anytime. There's not. You don't have to sign up within windows for that. You can just say, I just need a little help with my diet. And that's really more geared toward people who are pretty much doing it right. They just need some direction to make sure that they want to lose 5 or 10 pounds, and they just really want to get the direction they need to know they're doing that correctly or they're eating in a healthy manner. So those programs are available anytime. And then we have the group accountability. So the people who've participated in this 6-week Summer Slim Down or in any of the other programs, they can also participate in a group accountability session, because that's going to be 6 weeks. And then we've got a couple of new things we're launching this year. I'm doing meal planning workshops, because one of the things that I discovered, particularly through the 6-week class with so many people in it, was nobody has a clue how to meal plan. And it just comes so naturally to me that I guess I thought that once everybody had all of the information, that meal planning would become easier. And for people who are cooking for families, they don't know how to integrate how they're eating into how their family is eating without cooking 2 meals. And you don't have to cook 2 meals. That's too much trouble, and people won't stick with that. These are just some of the things that we have that we're launching right now that people can sign up for right now. Because you don't have to be a member to participate.
You do not have to be a member here at Jackson Sport to participate. That is correct. I appreciate you pointing that out. We do, for those who do the program, we have special membership rates for those individuals, so they will have access to our facility while they're participating in the program, because the two do go hand in hand. So thankful to have you here on our staff.
Thanks, I love being here.
I want to thank you individually for working with me, as I kind of refer to myself as the guinea pig. We are both very excited to have these programs here at Jackson Sport and Fitness. Again, please give us a call. Better yet, stop on in and see us.
We'd love to talk to you about it if you're interested, to see which of the programs might be a right fit for you based on what you're wanting to do.